Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So this week's match is BeelStarmon with a purple level 4 rush package. This thing has been laying it down. This deck is so good. One of the best ways I've seen to play purple in the BT7 format. Literally, we had a brand new player show up to our locals last week, wife of one of our players, and went and got second place. And her seventh time ever even playing the game, and got second place with this. Literally that powerful deck. This thing is crazy. But also we've got yellow hybrid Mastemon. So yeah, a lot of people love to see if they can work in a Mastemon into a deck whenever possible. And yellow hybrid is just, it's kind of similar to way back when we had it in Lord Nightmon format, but we're using the yellow hybrid package to do a whole lot of the same stuff. It's very, very cool. Yellow hybrid works great with Mastemon. We get to see some really cool plays in this match. Also, our new memory marker for this month is going to be Doraemon here. So if you're playing some X Antibody, this is a great memory marker to pick up for that deck. Honestly, absolutely perfect. This is handmade out of clay and painted by my wife. Super adorable. If you want to get one of these guys, check the Etsy link in the description below. Also, now on our Etsy, we have all of our previous memory markers that we've had on the channel, as well as all of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. So from our Battle Ready Inc. white mats to our sleeves, as well as in the future, we will have our dice as well available, all on one easy to purchase platform. All right, so kicking things off here, we got purple. We see the Digimon come out. Good old classic egg. Works great with something like an Eismon. And then we see the Impmon come down on top of that when, a rookie is a rookie. But we see that scatter mode come down, and that's where purple really, really likes to start its turns off. Kicking it back over to yellow, though, we see the purple baby package with that Gazimon. Pretty solid play there. And then plays out to TK Kari. Great opener for going second, because usually you like to play that to stave off attacks. But purple with scatter mode, they're just going to go for it and they're going to swing in. They really want that scatter mode to die, even if it's going to make that Duo Tamer live. Unfortunately, hits into a defeat. That's pretty brutal. But purple does have the answer in the form of Trump Sword, which in turn will trigger the defeat, which will pop the scatter mode. So honestly, worked out in purple's favor in a way, really. They got to clear that defeat out, cleared the security, as well as triggered their scatter mode. Pretty solid. So draw 3, discard 2 there. Gets, of course, an Eismon. Really, really beneficial there. And then discards a Gwaltschwarmer as well. And then the draw 1, discard 1 off the Dimimera will discard a second Trump Sword. So filling up the trash very quickly for the BeelStarmon to do what it wants to do, and then play those options for free. Kicking it back over to yellow, though. Trying to get back into this game because all the advantage that purple is gaining on them very quickly. Going to play a TK out here, searching the security as an Angelomon. That's the recover Angelomon if your security is at 3 or lower. And then get since it was yellow, they'll get that recovery off the TK, then shuffle up. Gazimon going to swing in here. Oh no, and they hit into a defeat on the other side as well, so they will have to deal with that. Pretty brutal. Ultimately does keep the Gazimon at least, so maybe there's some sort of value that can be obtained there. Yellow going to play out the new Zoe, which will allow them to search their security. Doesn't look like there was a target, though, for that Zoe. That's a huge bummer for sure. And then Digivolves for 2 into that Zephyrmon. So that's going to bump up all the security Digimon by plus 6,000 with the Inheritable as well as the Evo. Going to place out a dice there also to help remind themselves as well as players that there is a DP buff. Purple kicking it back over. It looks like they got the starter deck Gabumon in raising now, and then plays out an analog youth here. So that 2 play cost rookie going to reveal the top 3, I believe it is, and gets to add a Digimon to hand. We see a mat there, so that mat's going to be no target. Everything else that they don't choose goes to trash. So they got to pick between the BeelStar or the Gabumon. As the Gabumon, that's a tell definitely that the BeelStarmon is already in hand, or that they have an Impmon that they can use to grab it right back with. We're going to see that Defeat go ahead and swing in. Going to lower the security down. Again, no targets for Zoe. So the security is low at this point, so no point not swinging with that Eismon here. Hits into, oh my goodness, another Zoe. So that's 3 Zoes already in rotation with the one that evoed in the previous turn. And then they're just going to hard play out that Gabumon. That is the, I believe, the BT1 or BT2 Gabumon with a on deletion inheritable. So Yellow definitely getting behind very quickly. Needs to do something to get themselves back in. Getting this recovery off a Jet Sylphimon, 1 Evo cost, is definitely a good way to get back into it. Looks like they're going to try to swing here. Hits into a Jack Raid, which normally would gain them 2 memory here, but Gazimon on field will actually prevent the Jack Raid. Very awesome hit for that Gazimon. So much so that they like Gazimon, they're going to Evo another one in a raising area. Also, they did lower their security down, which will turn off the Duo Tamer. So it might prevent the opponent from wanting to swing in. Usually, if you can keep your security equal, the opponent is less likely to swing in. But then decides to go into that Angelomon we saw them pick up earlier and get another recovery. So bringing them back up to 4 does get them out of lethal range at this point. So that Defeat is going to go ahead and swing in here. Hits into another Duo Tamer. So if they lower the security any further, that's going to be 2 Duo Tamers they got to deal with. Oh, and they hit into the Schwartz purple option, which will delete all of those level 5 or lower on the opponent's side of the field. 1 for each tamer and hybrid that the controlling player has. So that's 5 different things they could have popped right then. Very, very powerful play for sure. That Demimera is going to allow them to draw 1, trash 1. Going to ditch a Fly Bullet, making a potential play here. Oh, yep, BeelStarmon, pretty playable. And we know that Gwaltschwarmer is sitting in there, and the yellow field is a prime target, and there it is. That Gwaltschwarmer will completely clear out the yellow's board, will trigger that Demimera to draw 1, trash 1, but puts them severely behind. They will gain a tremendous amount of memory here, though, off of 2 Duo Tamers, gaining 4, but only has room to actually gain 3 because they're already at 7. Discards a Defeat off of that Demimeramon. Definitely not going to be doing you too much good in hand. Drawing for turn, promoting up that Gazimon. Again, keeping those Jack Raids offline, probably pretty valuable. Decides to swing in here, though. Again, not punished. That's the 3rd time we've seen a Gazimon swing into security and not get punished. That's pretty crazy here. We do see the Wyvern's Breath drop down and hit the BeelStar. Interesting play. Probably doesn't want them to Evo a Defeat on top of that BeelStarmon and pop a Tamer. They really don't want to see that. Here we're going to see a Zephyrmon come down on top of one of the remaining Zoes, and then a Jet Sylphimon for 1 to pass turn and get a recovery. Much needed recovery, brings them back up into the game. Does put their security over their opponent, so that turns off the 2 Duo Tamers. But sometimes you want them to at least swing in and hit 1. Maybe they'll hit another Tamer or an option card that could really benefit you. So many crazy plays you can do with this, but decides just to clear the Gazimon. Doesn't want to deal with potential game on board. Looks like Mastemon's going to discard a Lucimon, so potentially we could see a Mastemon Evo on top of that level 5 and bring that Lucimon back out. Does go with the Glaive Memory Boost to gain them 2 memory here, which they will use to Digivolve an Ogremon, which will set up for potentially clearing a good clear on the opponent's security next turn. And then they will see the Impmon come down, puts the opponent at 3 because of the TK memory fixer. Going to discard an Eismon, which will get played to hand, and then picks up a BeelStarmon. Very good value in that Impmon for sure. So between the Ogremon swinging for 2 checks and the 3 other they've definitely got game on board. Yellow's going to have to do something to stop that here. Decides just to play it slow, though. Goes with the reinforced memory boost. So reveal 2. One goes to hand, one goes to security. Not the best hits, for sure. Surprisingly puts in the Jet Sylphie instead of the Kazi. Those Jet Sylphies are pretty rare, and we've already seen them use a lot. They might just be needing all the level 4s they can get to hopefully push for game. The opponent is only at 2 security, so one good turn, and Yellow could very easily take the game. So they probably need as many Yellow hybrids to go on top of their tamers as possible. So, but Purple going to go ahead and swing in here. We see that Jet Sylphimon get hit, and we'll probably see the Ogremon play here. Oh, no. So 2 memory for... Oh, they go into an Eismon first. So if they hit that purple option, it'll delete the scatter mode as well. So I definitely see the value in evoing that first and then swing with the Ogremon. So if you hit that option, you'll get tremendous value for sure. So swinging in here, trashing 1 to get a security attack +1, discards a Gwaltschwarmer, just further feeding the BeelStarmon play cost reduction. Ooh, hits into a Susanomon on that very first check before they can get the second check off. That's going to be huge. Still... which will get them actually out of being able to take lethal here. We're going to see that Gabumon trigger that inheritable. Draw 2, discard 1, discards a Trump Sword, and then draw 1, trash 1 for that Demi-Marimon. And we see a Gabumon go ahead and get triggered. That's the starter deck Gabumon inheritable. Playing a Jack Raid now has, I believe, 20 in trash. Will gain them 2 memory. Maybe trying to choke the opponent as much as possible. No, we see the calling from darkness here. So one play cost will delete the scatter mode. Instead of swinging with the scatter mode to lower the security. So going to delete that, going to grab back that one of the Eismon and an Ogremon out of trash and add those to hand. And then the scatter mode will go to trash and trigger his draw 3, discard 2. And we already know they have that Eismon that they added to hand. And then they'll discard another card. The Ogremon that they added back with the Eismon. So pretty interesting play. But again, it doesn't seem like they want to lower the security any further. And then here we see a BeelStarmon go ahead and get played out. What is that? For a 5 play cost? 5 or 6 play cost there? I think it was 5. So... and then plays the Trump Sword, goes ahead and clears off that level 5. So Yellow only at 3 memory, could go up to 6 here. With 3 hybrids in hand, they could potentially swing for game. Let's see if they have it, though. So 1 Evo. Doesn't look like they're immediately going for it. Also, a Jack Raid in security could spell disaster. But 2 more level 4 hybrids could take the game right here. Oh, does not have it, though. Goes for the Angelmon for the recovery instead. So doesn't quite take them out of lethal, though, and not enough memory. But I take it back. Does have enough memory to clear 2 targets off field with the Schwartz purple option. Has the baby in raising area, so is able to activate that purple option. Definitely brings Yellow Hybrid back into this game for sure. So we see that another one of those starter deck Gabumons get promoted or evoed in raising, and another Ogremon here. Again, just trying to set up that super aggro, checking 2 security potential here. Goes ahead and swings in with the BeelStarmon. Ooh, hits into a second Susanomon in security here. Could swing in with the defeat, does go for it, even though it'll trigger the Duo Tamer. Hits into a Mastemon, just 1,000 DP more, so doesn't die, which is really important. Going to be a real tricky uphill battle. Just plays a scatter mode to pass turn, so goes to 3 and then goes up to 5 because of the Memory Fixer and the Duo Tamer. So once again, Purple has lethal on board. Mastemon's going to have to do something to get themselves in the game here. Goes into a Mastemon, in fact. So 4 Evo cost will trash their own security as well as the opponent's, trying to maybe go for game here. Gets rid of a fly bullet. That fly bullet is actually huge because that could have deleted something, anything that yellow might have put into play here. Plays the Lucimon, gets the recoverer. It's going to take more than that, though, to get them out of lethal. Doesn't quite have enough to go for game. Really could have used a Bushi Agumon right there. Bushi Agumon would have been a great target. Swings in with Maste. Maste just a little bit thicker, though, than BeelStarmon, so 1,000 more again. And then just plays a Lucimon to pass turn for 5, hoping between these two Lucimons to recover into some sort of option. Maybe another purple option again to save them. They desperately, desperately need it. Purple in a very good position, though. We'll see what happens here. Maste just barely could not close out that lethal. Here we see that Ogremon swing in, going to trash one for the effect, and then we'll get the starter deck inheritable to trigger to draw one, trash one, discards an Eismon. Swings in, hits a Jet Sylphie, though, on the first check. Not able to get the second check. But does have enough memory. Goes ahead and swings in, and only hits into a TK. And then that defeat will go ahead and swing in and take the last swing for game. Super close. Literally that Mastemon down to 1 memory. If they had 1 more memory, they could have gone into that Kazimon that we saw them pick up earlier and could have swung in. If only they had something like a Blinding Ray or anything to have gained them 1 memory to come back and actually be able to take that. Or a Bushi. There is a couple different lines that could have worked, but when you're playing the purple package, you get the access to the Schwartz, but you can't, it's a little trickier to play it, though, without the purple baby. Here, we're going to go ahead and show up the BeelStar deck here. So we're seeing a whole lot of the purple level 4s with a lot of on deletion and type of inheritables, as well as the Gabumon from the starter deck. It really works great with the Ogremon. And then you're going to see a whole big control package with the BeelStarmon. The BeelStarmon being able to play all those options super cheap and super efficiently. The scatter mode level 4 really helps fill the trash up very quickly for the BeelStarmon. The whole combo, the deck works amazing. Like I said, it took second with a very inexperienced pilot. That's pretty impressive. The deck is very, very strong. Absolutely. Very straightforward as well. And then here we have the Mastemon deck. This, again, was playing the purple rookies, but stay tuned later this week when we do the deck profile. Got some changes coming for sure. Want to work in some Bushis, so we'll probably switch to a yellow rookie package, and then we'll have to find a way to hopefully still be able to get those Schwartz into the deck, because those are just absolutely powerhouse cards for sure. Any kind of hybrid deck that can get away with playing those purple options absolutely will, because they can just, as we saw, clear the board over and over and over. Massive field nukes for sure. Gotta love them, especially in a deck that does as much recovery as yellow hybrid does. Getting them put into security is a lot easier than most other decks, than it is for other decks like blue hybrid, green hybrid, red hybrid. They can't really reliably get those to hit in security, but yellow hybrid definitely can.